Hello everyone, this is your tutor Jainam Patani and today we'll be creating a maze game. So at the start I'll be starting with introducing you this platform. So the name of this platform is Scratch. Okay, the left hand side there's a section, it is known as Toolbox. Why Toolbox? It contains lots and lots of tools, that means code. The code which will be dragging and putting it over here, the section which will be putting it is known as workspace. So whatever the code will put over here, the output of the code will be seen over here. Perfect. So now let's start with creating a game. Okay, so first we'll be adding a background. Okay, the image is provided in the description, so you can download from there. So I have already downloaded and I have uploaded already, so even you can upload it from here. Perfect. So now I'm already done with this. I'll go to backdrops and I'll make its size a bit bigger. Okay, I think it's perfect. So now I'll be writing the code for my cat. I'll be making its size like 25 and I'll be placing it over here. So when the game starts, I want my cat to be appearing over here, so I'll be assigning a position. How to assign a position? The first mandatory code is when green flag clicked, and now I'll be assigning a position by putting go to x and y. Okay, so right now the x coordinate is -192 and 104 at y axis. So these are the coordinates in which cat is present right now. So whenever the green flag is clicked, the cat will go over here. If I'll change its position right now and I click on green flag, it will be coming over here. Perfect. Now we'll be writing a code that whenever up arrow key pressed, down arrow key pressed, left right arrow key pressed, I want my cat to go upwards, downwards, leftwards and rightwards. So let's start with it. I'll be going to events when space key pressed. Okay, so first it will be up arrow key. Whenever the up arrow key is pressed, I want my cat to move upwards. But now listen, in the graph paper, I hope you have seen that there are two dimensions, which is x-axis and y-axis. The vertical arrangement, which is the vertical one, is the y-axis and the horizontal one is the x-axis. So if you want to go upwards or downwards, these are vertical movement. So that is why we'll be changing our y-axis. Okay, and if I want to go leftwards or rightwards, I'll be changing my x-axis. Perfect. So I'll be changing my y-axis over here when up arrow key pressed. Okay. Now I'll be changing my y by a positive number or negative number. So whenever I want to go upwards, I'll be changing my y by a positive number. Whenever I want to go downwards, I'll be changing my y by a negative number. Similarly, if I want to go rightwards, I'll be changing my x by positive number, and if I want to go leftwards, I'll be changing my x by negative number. Up positive, down negative, right positive, left negative. Let's continue. So when up arrow key pressed, I'll be changing my y by 10. Let's try it. Okay, it's going upwards. What else I want? Now let's write the same code for down, left, right. Down, left, right. When down arrow key pressed, I'll be changing my y by -10. Perfect. When right arrow key pressed, I'll be changing my x by +10. And when left arrow key pressed, I'll be changing my x by a negative number. Let's run it and let's see how is it working. Okay, so my cat is moving upwards, downwards, leftwards, rightwards perfectly, properly. But there are walls over here, these black walls, I hope you can see, and I don't want my cat to go over it. Okay, so now I'll be writing an if condition. What will be the if condition? Let's see. What will be the condition? That if it is touching black color, I'll be choosing this color from here, and if it is touching the color, I don't want it to go on it or over it. So what I'll be doing is I'll be changing my y by -10. So if you go upwards, there's a black curve wall, if it is touching it, then it will go backwards. So for going upwards, you'll be changing y by 10. But if there's a wall, then it won't change. 10 minus 10, it's 0. So there will be no movement. Perfect. Let's write the same code for all these keys. Okay, so if condition, okay, the condition will be touching black color. I'll be choosing it from view. And then since it is downwards, minus 10 plus 10 will be 0. So I'll be changing my y by positive 10. In right arrow key pressed, I'll be putting an if statement. The condition will be if touching black color. I'll be choosing it, the black color, and over here it is changing its x by 10. So if it is touching black color, I'll be changing my x by negative 10. 10 minus 10, 0, so there will be no movement. So let's continue. Change x by negative 10. Same thing I'll be doing over here. If statement touching color, which color? Let's choose the color. Once we are done, in left arrow we are changing our x by negative 10. So if I don't want it to go over the walls, so I'll be changing my x by positive 10. Minus 10 plus 10 is 0, so there will be no movement. Now let's run it. Okay, it's not going over it. It's working perfectly. Okay, perfect. So now what do I want? Now I'll be saying that if it get out of this maze, which is this is the only way, then it will be winning the game. Okay, so first let's put it proper presentable. Okay, now what do I want? So over here I'll be putting a timer variable that within some like 25 seconds, if it is able to get out of this maze, then it has won the game or else lost. So let's write a code for it. So for that, first we'll be making one variable. What is variable? Variable is a container which stores a value inside it. Variable is a container which stores a value inside it. Over here the timer is a variable, and the value will be 25, 24, 23 till 0. So let's make a variable. The name of the variable will be timer. When green flag clicked, okay, I'll be setting my variable, setting my timer to 25. Okay, why am I supposed to set it? This process is known as initialization. Giving a starting value to a variable is known as initialization. Whenever you play a game, there will be a score variable, and at the start of the game the score will be 0, right? Similarly over here, at the start of the game, timer will be 25, and after every second, since it's a continuous process, I'll be putting a forever loop, and I want my timer to deduct by 1 every second. So I'll be putting wait for 1 second, and I'll be changing my timer by -1. So let's see how is it working. 25. Okay, now it isn't working because I haven't chosen the timer to deduct by 1. It was my variable, so I have to choose it. Okay, so let's see. 25, 24, 23, working properly. But now I have to put a condition that whenever the timer gets to 0, the game has to stop. So now what I'll be doing is, okay, so I'll be putting an if statement inside the forever loop, that if I'll be putting an is equal to operator, because I want to put timer is equal to 0. Let's put 0 over here, and I'll be going to variables, and I'll be putting timer over here. Perfect. When my timer will be 0, I'll be broadcasting game over. Perfect. Now suppose the timer has got to 0. Now what? Computer has got a broadcast message game over. Now computer don't know what does the word game over means. It doesn't know what am I supposed to do now. What am I supposed to do now when I get this message game over? So now we'll be telling computer, hey computer, when you receive game over, What you are supposed to do, you will be putting one sound. What sound? Let's go to sound. Let's add one sound. The name of the sound is loose. Okay, so what I'll be doing is play sound until done. So it will be playing the sound. After it is done, it will be jumping to the next code. Next code. Okay, then what do I want? I want a background saying like you lost or better luck next time. Let's do it. So I'll be making two backgrounds. I'll be duplicating it twice. Okay, let's rename it as 1. So 1 is a normal one. Let's rename it as 2, and let's rename it as 3. Over here I'll be writing the color I want black color. I'll be putting better luck next time. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'll be dragging it and I'll be putting it over here. I'll be increasing its size also, and yeah, the font I want marker, and yeah, the third background will be that it will be winning the game. So what do I want? Okay, let's do it later on. Let's get back to the code of the sprite cat. So whenever it happens, I'll be setting my background, I'll be switching my background to 2. At the start I want it to be at 1, so I'll be putting whenever the green flag is clicked, switch my background to 1. Perfect. So at the start of the game, when the game starts, I want my background, this background to appear. At the whenever the game ends, I want this particular background to appear. And after it has been appeared, I'll be stopping everything. Stop all. Perfect. Now I'll be writing a code that when it will win, then what? Okay, so when it will win, when it will be getting out of this maze, that means it will be touching green color. So again, when green flag clicked, forever loop, an if statement. What will be putting in if statement? That if it is touching green color. Let's put it. Okay, let's choose it, and yeah. So whenever it touches the green color, we'll be broadcasting you won. So I'll be putting a broadcast message. Okay, I'll be attaching it. I'll be putting a new message which is you won. Now computer got a broadcast message that you have won, but computer doesn't know that what am I supposed to do now. So let's tell computer that when you receive game won or you won, then what? Then you'll be putting some sound, like let's add one sound which is cheer. Let's add it. I've already added it, and I'll be putting a sound effect which is cheer. So I'll be going to sound, play sound cheer until done. So whenever it receives the broadcast you won, it will be playing cheer sound. Then what? I want the third background to appear. So let's make the third background. So I'll be writing yay you won. Perfect. Okay, let's increase its size too. Okay, I think it's perfect. Okay, let's continue. So I made a background. Okay, the third background. So whenever it has got the broadcast message you won, it will be playing a sound and it will be changing its background to background 3, and then I want to stop everything. So I'll be going to control and I'll be simply putting stop all, and yeah, we are done with our code. Let's start. I've got a 25 seconds. Now I have to complete it within 25 seconds. Let's see that am I able to complete it or not. Okay, 14 seconds. Okay, there's a problem over here. The cat is been stopped over here. Okay, so now the game has been stopped. Okay, now the cat has been stuck over here. So I'll be decreasing its size to 20 maybe. and if I'll be putting it over here, let's see, is it going on? Oh wait, it is. Now let's continue. Okay, let's start. Okay, now we'll be winning this game. Okay, 10 seconds left, and yeah, we'll be winning it obviously. Okay, and we are done. Okay, so see, the message has been appeared, the background has been appeared, so it is working properly. Let us go through the code quickly. So at the start of the game, I'll be assigning a position which is over here. So I'll be assigning that x coordinates and y coordinates. Perfect. When up arrow key pressed, when down arrow key pressed, when left arrow key pressed, when right arrow key pressed, I want my cat to move accordingly. Okay. I'll be putting, if touching color black, then it will be moving to its opposite direction, so that there will be no movement. If it is going upwards, then 10 minus 10 0, minus 10 plus 10 0. Okay, so this is how it works. Then I'll be putting that if it touches the green color, then game has been won, and if the timer gets to 0, okay, and if it has not touched that green color, then game has been lost. Okay, nothing else. And yeah, we are done with the game. I hope you have understood the logic, code and concept.